Sonic the movie, so much fun. I'm on viewing number 2. James Marsden, Jim Carrey, Tika Sumpter, Adam Pally star in Sonic the movie, and we have Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. In this video game adaptation, James Marsden is a small-time sheriff in a small town who encounters this little blue devil, as they call him in the movie, and he is being chased by Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, who wants to kill the little guy and open him up and see what makes him tick. Thanks to Wreck-It Ralph's success, all the video game companies have been scrambling to make their own video game characters into movie adaptations. And they all haven't had much success. Pokemon was enjoyable, but I thought the humor was not family friendly. There were some cute moments for kids, but I thought the humor was more adult. But I think Sonic has managed to make a very friendly, family friendly film that kids and adults will enjoy alike. Sonic the movie has a lot of heart. It's very endearing, and so it's hard to really hate this movie. And if you do, well, I think you go by the name of Troll. Ben Schwartz's voice for Sonic is near perfection. It's almost like it's like a teenager's voice coming out of this adult man, and it was just perfect. The tone, the humor, everything was just so believable, and it fits the little blue guy so well, and I just can't imagine anyone else having done that voice. I'm sure there was talk about getting a teenager versus an adult, but I think Ben Schwartz was like the perfect voiceover actor for this film. That character is just so endearing, and there's moments of humor, and it's very innocent humor that is just endearing. You know, humor doesn't always have to be R-rated, kind of like we saw in Pokemon, to make it funny. Jim Carrey is hilarious. It'll remind you of Ace Ventura. His physical comedy is just genius. He's perfect for this role. At first, I was a little skeptical. Okay, Jim Carrey is playing Dr. Robotnik, and he's going to play his usual shtick, but it worked really well. The humor worked really well, and I just think we missed his physical comedy now that he's doing some drama on Showtime. But good for him that he can struggle between both. I also really love that there was an interracial marriage in the movie. They don't address it, which I love, because I think addressing it just makes it seem like they have to explain it. There's no explanation. That's what's going on in the real world. And James Marsden's wife is played by Tika Sumpter, but I did have a complaint in that she's playing the loving, supporting wife, which is not bad. They try to include her in some of the action, but she's kind of just the bystander. So they didn't make her a major character, but I can understand they're trying to make the James Marsden's character and Sonic have this bromance that we all love at the end. So it wasn't a big deal. I'm not sure how they could have included her more, but just food for thought. I enjoyed Sonic the movie so much, I decided to go again and take my mom, my niece, and my sister, so 3 generations worth of ladies, to the movies to watch this movie, and they all really enjoyed it. And I had these burly men sitting next to me, which I figured were probably video gamers. And at the end of the movie, they were clapping and cheering. It was so hilarious to see these grown men, burly men, really enjoy this movie, and they were laughing at all the places where everyone else was laughing. So that's when both kids and adults alike will enjoy this movie. I have not been in a movie where both adults and children are laughing, and it's so cool to hear that. I don't know why, but in these times of these negative times with all these bad things happening in the world, it was nice to hear both kids and adults enjoying a movie, which is hard to do. I mean, Pixar does it, but sometimes the humor is very inside for adults, and children are left kind of wondering, like, why are the adults laughing? But in this case, both the big kids and the little kids were just roaring with laughter. And so you rarely hear that at the movies. And that's a good meter for what this movie represents. In the second viewing, I was trying to notice if I saw anything that looked anything like CGI, and no, it didn't. It was perfect. The ratio of Sonic to the humans was perfect, and it was consistent throughout the movie, which is a hard thing to do when you're talking about CGI movies. I've seen some unevenness in a lot of movies. I don't understand why some movies CGI is really, really good and others are really, really bad. I know there's various companies who work on CGI, so that might be the problem. I don't know why they don't share their information, but that's competition, I guess. But this one, it looked really good, despite, I'm sure, early reactions to seeing Sonic. They did make some changes. I don't see the difference, but that's because I'm not very familiar with the video game character. But alone, for those who don't know the game, I thought he looked really, really good. Make sure you stay to the very end. They reveal something at the end which had audiences gasping at both the screenings that I attended. It's going to be worth your while. And okay, I'm not going to say anything else because, as Forrest Gump says, that's all I'm going to say about that.